Hi guys, welcome to my channel. If you are new here, my name is Jennifer. I do hope that you stick around and join the family by hitting that red subscribe button on the bottom and also hitting the like button if you like the content that I do on this channel, and also if you like the video as I go through the content, or you can actually smash it down right now if you want to, so that you don't forget, because it does help for YouTube to push my videos for more people to see, because I would love to reach more people with this channel. So today we're going to be talking about Franc. I'm not even talking about, I'm actually going to be investing for the first time with Franc with you guys and just showing you how I'm going to go about it. I'm not an expert when it comes to Franc. I'm not really clued up much about Franc, but from the research, not the research, but from the experiment that I've done over the past month of me creating my profile and just playing around with the app before putting money in it, I kind of have an idea of how it works. And so how I'm going to explain it is I'm going to take easy equities and then Franc, just to kind of break it down for you to understand. If you are familiar with investing in shares, then you will know easy equities, because easy equities has been a platform that has been existing for a while now. Many people are investing with easy equities because it's a DIY app that makes it easy for people to actually manage their own funds without taking their money to Sanlam, Old Mutual, Momentum, and all these other financial institutions. You are also in charge of your own money and you are managing your own profile. So that is what Easy Equity is about. Same thing with Franc. Franc is actually also an investment company that was developed a few years ago, not even a few years ago. I think it was 2018 or 2019. I'm not sure, but I think it was between that time, because I remember I learned about it last year from Nicolette Mashile, where she actually answered a question from someone who had asked, does she invest with Franc and all the stuff, and then she did give a brief overview of what it is. So that was my first time I learned about Franc. And then this year I decided that, you know what, let me actually create a profile, because if I create a profile, that will be my first step towards actually eventually investing with the platform, because I had not actually done it, so I jumped the gun. I created the profile. It doesn't cost you anything to create a profile. It just needs you to have data or Wi-Fi. So I created the profile with Franc. So what Franc does, which is separate from easy equities, as I said, easy equities is do it yourself. Same thing with Franc, you do it yourself. However, the biggest difference between the two platforms is that easy equities, you have to choose where you put your money. So if it's individual shares or individual assets, you decide where you want to invest your money. So let's say, for instance, there are many companies that are there. There is Capitec, there is Absa, there is Standard Bank, there's Woolworths, there's ShopRite. There are all these big companies and the groups of companies in there. So you get to decide where you want to put in your money, and that in a lot of time requires you to actually have some sort of background knowledge or some sort of information regarding that company. Or the better way to invest also actually with easy equities is just invest in companies that you know and where you spend your money at most of the time. So that is how you invest on easy equities. But with Franc, you don't have to choose individual stocks. You don't have to know about the market. You don't have to know about the performance of certain stocks in the market. You just have to put in money in there, and then they will divide it for you, and then you just have to sit back and let it grow. So I like the platform for someone that has never invested in shares before, someone that does not really trust the process much, and someone who's also not willing to take a lot of risk, because what they do is they invest in top 40 companies. So like in a fund, one ETF, and in that fund it comes as a bundle, and in those top 40 companies there's a fund manager that is responsible for that fund to make sure that the companies that are in there are really top 40. So if a company starts not performing very well, that fund manager takes out those companies and put in the companies that are performing well. So you never have to worry about how is the fund being managed. You never have to think about those logistics. The most important thing for you is just to put in the money, and your money will grow based on how the fund grows and based on how it's managed. But then you wouldn't even know how really it's managed. But you can go on Cetrix and just learn about their ETFs, because most of the funds that are in that are here on Franc is actually Cetrix, which is one of the biggest companies that actually manages a lot of ETFs that we have. And then another one that they also choose is the money market. So these two options are actually most of the safest and also the easiest way that you can invest your money. But then even then, it depends on the profile that you have created yourself. So now we're gonna get into how do you go about investing, because for me, as I said, I created a profile a long time ago. So what you need to do is you need to download the app. Once you've downloaded the app, you then create an account. Creating an account, they're gonna need your name, surname, email, password. I think that is all. Then once you've created an account, you need to go to your profile under the app and then make sure that your profile is now curated towards you. So you put in more information that they may need from you, and also you need to verify your account in the form of stickering your account. So I think they will request an ID, which you just have to attach on the app, and then they will verify your account within 1 to 2 weeks. Then you'll be set to go. So once you have your account, now it's time for the fun stuff. The fun stuff begins where now you have to invest your money. So I'm gonna put a screen here so that you guys see what I'm talking about. So you go to your app, you log in, all the beautiful stuff. And then for me, I already created a goal, but I want to create it with you guys so that I can show you how you go about creating it. So I'm going to edit the goal details so that I show you how you go about doing it. The first step they're going to take you to is you need to start choosing a goal. So how you invest with Franc, which is different from EasyEquities, as I said. With Franc, you don't have to pick stocks, but instead you have to name your goal. Say, where do you want, what are you saving towards? What is your end game, and what do you want to work towards? So they'll give you options. There's emergency fund, there is wealth building, there is retirement here, there's also education here, there's holiday, there's property, there are big purchase, wedding, and personal. You choose your goal based on what you want to invest towards. So if you want to save towards your child's future education, then it's education. When I save towards retirement, then it's retirement. If you want to save towards an emergency fund, then it's emergency fund. And emergency funds happen to be very popular here, and it's something that I also want for myself. So please let me know if you would like for me to do a video regarding emergency fund, because it is something that is very important that I feel that each and every person should have, because it is one thing that will keep you away from debt, creating more debt for yourself. So I'm choosing emergency fund. Once you've chosen emergency fund, they will take you to the next step, which is now confirm your investment strategy. They give you two options here. The first option is invest towards a target. The second option is invest regularly. I don't want the invest regularly option, because that means that you just invest willy-nilly when you feel like it. It doesn't keep you motivated. So I want that one which they recommend, which is invest towards a target, because that's gonna keep me motivated, and it's gonna keep me, every time when I see that, oh my god, I'm this far away from my goal, that means that I need to push. That is what I need. I need that, that accountability on my side. So I'm choosing that option. And then once I've chosen that option, they're going to take me to the third step, where now I have to choose my contribution, calculate my contribution. So my emergency fund, I want it to be 30 grand. And that is because I have done the audit of my lifestyle, and I've realized that, okay, if I were to lose a job right now, how much will I need to survive for the next 3 months? For me, that 30 grand wouldn't go very far, but it's something that I'm willing to start with. Like once I've reached the 30 grand goal, I'm going to increase it to the amount that I feel like would actually sustain me. Let's say, for instance, I lose my job, or something happens that really needs money. Even though I feel like that 30 grand for me is a good amount to start with. It's a very safe amount for me to start with. It's not gonna stress me and frustrate me because it's just too big and I'm not getting towards it. But this amount for me with something that is doable. So I chose 30 grand for my goal, and then when do I want this, and that is where I chose November 2023. They give you an option of a calendar when it comes to this, where you actually select the date for yourself, that when do you want this money by, when do you want to make sure that you have reached this goal by. So let's say, for instance, in the next 3 years, you want to buy a house, you're saving towards the house. You then calculate that, oh, okay, if it's in the next 3 years, that means that 2024, I must have this money. Then you're going to select 2024, select the month that you want to have that money. And then after you have selected the date, the specific date, then they will then calculate for you based on the target amount and also the time that you want it by. And then they will give you the money that you must contribute. Now, for me, it's per month here because I get paid per month. So if you get paid per week, you can choose per week. If it's once off, if you have, let's say 30,000 right now and you want to invest it and, let it grow, then you can put in that 30 grand. But for me, I need to work towards that because, that is the option that is applicable to me right now. Okay, so once you've selected that, now it's 1,210 that I'm gonna have to put in for the next 2 years for me to reach 30 grand by 2023 November. So the next thing they're gonna take you to once you've calculated is your investment profile now. So this is very important because this determines how your money is going to work for you, and also, how it's going to work for you, how it's going to grow, and where it's going to go, and at what percentage it's going to go. So the first option is very safe. This is a low risk. This is good for someone who's not willing to test their money and someone who's not willing to enjoy a lot of risk within the market. But know that if you're not willing to enjoy a lot of risk in the market, the returns are lower as well, because what they do is they will put your money in a fund that is more so stable. Okay, just please be mindful of that. And then the other option that is there is balance. So the balance is medium risk. It's also cash and equities. Remember when I said cash is the money market, equities, it's more so the ETFs. And then here it's best for 5 to 10 years. Then the other one is bold. Bold is high risk fund, mostly equities. So when they say mostly equities, that means that your money is going to go towards individual stocks. Then the last one is custom. Now the custom it just doesn't tell you a lot, but it's split. You decide how you want it. So there's Ellen Gray money market, and then there's Cetrix top 40. Cetrix top 40 is the top 40 companies that they've bundled up into one thing. So your money will go in there, and then the fund manager, when you put in your money in there, the fund manager will then split your money based on the percentages that are allocated towards that fund. It's already something that they calculate themselves as a fund manager, so you don't have to think about that. You don't have to worry about that. Okay, so I'm choosing custom because custom for me makes a lot of sense, and I just like a lot of control. So I like the custom one, so I'm choosing 50-50 for both. I can actually take the scales up and actually say 70-30, or I can take the scales down. It's my option, but I'm choosing 50-50 for now. So once you have selected your option, which is custom for me, then you need to confirm everything and say, I'm good, I'm accepting the risk, accept the risk, confirm everything, and then done. The next thing now, you need to pay. So you can make a deposit or maybe later. That's what I did when I actually created the account. I said maybe later because I just needed time to digest and learn about this app, So now that I'm ready, I'm going to make a deposit today. And even though my account says that I need to put in 1,210 every month to reach my goal by November 2023, I don't have that 1,200, but I do have $1,000, which I'm going to put in here. And that is because it does not matter how much money you have. Your goal, your target they may tell you to put in 500 rands, and you find that in that month you only have 200 rands, or you have 250. Put in what you have, put in the little that you have, so that you get that bone of investing used. You get used to that bone of investing, and it becomes second nature. Even your budget adapts the idea of you investing every month. So because for me it's the first time and I had budgeted 1,000 grand, that is what I'm gonna put in there. But next month I'm gonna budget the exact amount that they want me to put in there, considering the charges. I will see how their charges go right now, and then I'll, in the future as I go forward, that's how I'm going to invest. But what I'm saying is, the way that these platforms are so flexible when it comes to their investment, you are not tied towards making sure that you put in the exact amount that you had agreed on. You are not actually held to, like, I don't even know how to explain it. There's no one who's going to be standing over your shoulder and making sure that you put in that exact amount. The most important thing is that we get used to saving, we get used to investing. And as I said, if it says you put 500 and in that month you only have 200, put in that 200. Put in that 200 because it's going to be something. I'm going to go and make the deposit now. Pay via normal EFT. I think Stitch is more so like when you're buying online and then you have to put in your card information and what. I'm not going to go through that route. I'm actually going to go and create the payment on my bank and then pay directly to my profile, even though that takes longer, but it is fine. So I'm paying with Capitec, so that is what I'm gonna choose, and then let's see what options they give me once you're there. Oh, okay, you can add, it's actually easy because under Capitec it is listed as a public recipient, which is Franc Stockfell. I'm gonna go on my app and actually check. I'm actually gonna take down the screen here because I don't want you guys seeing what I'm doing on my personal banking app. So I'm gonna make the payment now and create the profile. Once I've created the profile, then I'm going to pay. So that is going to be quick. Okay, they show me there where I must go, and also the reference, it's also on my profile. It's there on my profile. So then, yeah, I'm done. I'm back. I'm done. I've made the payment, but the payments on these things, they don't happen over time. Like it takes an hour sometimes for them to confirm, sometimes 2 hours. So I am going to just wait. Once it shows, it will show here. It will show here on the, you see here right now it says 0.00. Once the money shows, it will show up here, you know. So every time when I put in money, it will show up there, the total. But then here's the nice thing. It will then break it down based on this investment detail. That okay, cash fund split is 50%. When you go down, Ellen Gray Money Market Fund, it will show you how much it is there. Every month when you put in money, it will show you, and it will also show you how that is behaving in terms of returns. So it's either it's going to, I don't know if it's going to be green or red, but as I go through this journey, maybe after 4 or 5 months, I'm gonna come back to you and just give you a review of the app and also how I'm liking it, the things that I'm loving and all this stuff, because right now I really can't say much in terms of what I like or what it will look like because my money hasn't reflected as yet. But once it's reflecting, I'm definitely going to show you guys. I'm definitely going to come back and just show you, so that if you decide to do this, let us do it together. Let us invest and grow our money together. Okay, let us see. My money is still not showing still yet. So it will show when I'm editing this video. I am going to edit up here, you guys, so that you guys can see what I'm talking about, so that you can also understand that, oh, this is how you go about investing on Franc, and then you can do it yourself. And as I said, you can join me if you want to join me, or basically do the first thing, download the app first, learn about it, you know, take time, take 3-4 months to learn about it, explore with it, just to figure out how it works. And then when you are more comfortable, then start, you know. But the most important thing is that we get ourselves to that point where we are investing, we are saving our money, and we are letting our money grow and work for us instead of always working for the money. So this is Editing Jennifer. As I promised that I was going to come back to you guys and kind of show you how the money is going to be reflecting. It is Sunday today when I have to post this video, and so I no longer have time to wait. and the money is still not reflecting on my account. However, it is reflecting under transactions to show that I did deposit money, because I was a little bit worried when 3 hours, 4 hours went by and I didn't see anything. But when I went to transactions, I was able to see the 1,000 Rand there, and it still says pending. So it could be that because I bought the shares, or basically I put in the money on Friday afternoon when the markets were about to close, it might happen that they couldn't then allocate my money towards shares, and probably they are waiting for Monday when the market opens for them to then allocate the money. That could be the biggest reason for that. I don't know. I'm just thinking about it. As I continue investing and I learn about Franc, I will share that information with you guys. And also, after few months, like maybe 4 to 6 months, I'm going to come back to you guys and kind of share my progress with you. How am I going? Is it still happening? Am I sticking to my plan? And also, how are the returns towards the investments that I'm making monthly? So if you're looking forward to that, please do stick around by actually subscribing to this channel. So with that being said, I do hope that you found this video helpful, insightful, and if you have more questions, leave them down in the comment section below. I would love to answer them. Until I see you on the next video, please take care and stay safe. Bye.